Since 2019, when we lost our son Mikey to suicide, we were inspired just through going through this grief and this trauma that we experienced. We wanted to take what we had gone through and make a real difference in our community and beyond. Mikey let people know that they mattered. That was what birthed the name of our organization. We could bring that message to those who have been affected by suicide, those that have attempted and survived, those that have lost someone to suicide, and also those who struggle with suicide ideation.
We're fortunately growing and unfortunately growing because of the subject matter and the need. Our work is being received in the community, and we're really making great strides and inroads there. Our Hope Bags have been evolving since we've started, and particularly trying to gear them toward the audience that we're trying to reach. We had proposed them to the school districts here locally, and both in Santa Barbara County and San Luis Obispo County, and they have been well received. We've developed some items that are not only bilingual but age appropriate for junior high and high school students.
There was a teacher who knew about these Hope Bags, and she was a teacher in the Santa Maria Bonita School District, an elementary teacher, and she shared it with some of the other teachers and counselors. They wanted to work with us to establish what can we put in these bags, and we began to figure out the best items that we could put in those bags for these students to feel like they mattered and that they had a way to decompress and to be able to feel valued.
I'm just really excited to see the acceptance into the school districts, just further the awareness that, you're not alone. If you are going through something, that there are those that are out there that want to hear your story and help you process through it.
We wanted to be very specific on our grief and trauma process groups. We started a class initially for parents who have lost children to suicide. And the idea with the grief and trauma process groups is really to build connection within that group so that that group can then continue as a support group going forward. And that's what's happened with the one, for the parents who have lost children. We are now doing a continuation group.
I can either love or hate groups. I'm just kind of that way, But I tell you, I didn't miss one. It was really healing for me. I got to learn about what it is that I'm going through physically with grief, because there's a physicality to grief, what's going on in my body. Really helped me down that process of grieving well, if there's such a term as grieving well. But knowing that I'm going to deal with some level of grief my entire life, and what do I do with it and manage it? And that's what the grief process group did for me and for others in the group.
I got the bag on a Monday, and it had all the information for a class that was starting that Tuesday. So I reached out to see if there was any availability still with the class, and she was like, "Honey dear, this is really soon for you. Are you sure?" She's like, "First and foremost, are you okay? Do you have food? Do you need food? Can I help you with anything more than what the Hope Bag has already given you?" She's like, "We've been there. We know what you're going through." To hear those words meant everything. And she was like, "Let me talk with Sarah, see what Sarah's opinions are about getting you into the class. I think there's still an opening for you guys to come in." And so the next day, talked with both Sarah and Cindy and got into the very next, the first class that they were starting. It was that day, just miraculously got that at the right time. Wrong situation, right time. It was heavy. It was really heavy. At that time, we were just a weekend. Like, our son had just literally been gone for a week. And here we are with Hope Bags and classes to start. And we had no idea what we were doing, where we were going, or how to even go. And the first question I asked Cindy was, "How much does this cost?" And she said, "It's free." You just show up. Honestly, without that group, I don't think I would be in the process that I'm in today, because at first the classes were a blur, and like, you're sitting there, your everyday's going on, you're moving, you're physically there, but emotionally you're checked out. And it was easy to not have the face of I'm okay around these people, because they understood and they knew I wasn't okay, and I didn't have to say I was okay, and I didn't have to put on a facade that I was okay, and they showed up for me in big ways. It became an extended family, and they understood you more than your own family did, and they could help you and nurture you in more than your family could do for you. What can I do to help give back to this program so it continues to grow? Like, where can I give instead of just taking? And that's where I got involved with helping out at the conference.
We had 31 plus organizations who came out to share their resources with our community. It was amazing. I mean, really community resources all the way from Santa Maria up to North County.
We were really kind of bringing people together with the resources. If they don't have what is needed, they say, well, I know this place over here, they've got what you need. When you contribute to knowing you matter, these are the things that we're developing so far and continuing to develop. We're continuing to develop the grief process groups. We're continuing to develop the Hope Bag program, continuing to develop our conference, our annual conference, and the sky's the limit. We are going to evolve and serve the community in the best way possible, and these are what your funds are contributing to.
When you financially contribute, you are contributing to bringing community-wide resources, an impactful message to our community, to save a life, to make a difference, to truly help that person know how important their life is and that there's resources that are there for them. It matters. It truly does matter.